Hi everybody, welcome to my latest video. This one is a good one. I start the day off in the garden with some Permaculture Design Course students who come over, help for half a day, take a little tour around my place. We have some chats, I make them lunch, and it's a great way to get a little bit of a work exchange while also hanging out with some interesting people and showing them what life is like here off-grid. And then I get into a bunch of food prep from all the wonderful things we harvested from the garden. And then I get back to work on the TOOLSHED foundation. However, partway through this video, I do some thinking and I decide that I don't want to do a tool shed anymore. I'm done with the tool shed. No more tool shed. So I'll explain my reasoning for that later in the video. So stick around. It's a fun one, lots of stonework, some garden stuff, and some big decisions as well. So I hope you enjoy the video and I'll see you again at the end. All right, so I've got the fine folks from Keela here. We've got Beth, Randy, and Jasmine. Well done. And these guys are currently working at de-seeding some sunflowers. How's it going?
Good, it's fun. Very satisfying.
It is very satisfying. It's one of my favorite jobs. And then we're gonna head down to the garden, I think, and do some harvesting. And yeah, they've had a little tour. What do you think so far?
Beautiful.
It's amazing.
Love it. Beautiful spot.
It's a nice way to live.
And how's the course going?
Very good, very busy. The days go by so fast.
It does, it does. I know the feeling, trust me.
Learning a lot. Yeah.
Good.
I'm volunteering. I'm cooking. I'm helping Becky cook for 25 people.
How's that going?
It's interesting. It's 2 hours prep.
Damn.
For lunch, 2 hours for dinner.
Damn.
It's like feeding a big group of people is really different.
And the food is always delicious at Keela.
And it's vegan and mostly from a lot from the land.
Yeah, good, good. So we're gonna head down to the garden later. But right now we're gonna enjoy coffee, have some chats, and we'll get to work very soon. So we've got another gloriously beautiful sunny day here, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to finally tackle the garden, which has gotten completely out of control, which is normal. This happens every year. You start the summer off full steam ahead with lots of love, and then everything just goes to shit really fast. So these guys are here helping me harvest some tomatoes, some chilies, and we're gonna pick some olives later. Have you ever picked olives?
No, we've watched it done. Though.
Yeah, all right, we're gonna pick some olives for brining and possibly move some stuff around and just try to tidy up and get to those jobs that seem overwhelming as one person, but hopefully pretty fun as a small team of people. All right, so we've got some chilies harvested. How was that experience for you?
Very fun
and
relaxing.
These, I think, are going to go into a fermented hot sauce.
Beautiful harvest.
Yeah, yeah, they've been doing really well. I still got lots more green ones over there, as you saw. And then, are you up for harvesting some of the jalapenos?
Yes, let's go.
All right, let's grab a bowl. I had one somewhere. And the jalapenos are looking pretty amazing. I make hot sauce out of these. Pickled jalapenos. So these little guys here are the ones that I want for the pickles, and then you have some different varieties that can stay for now. So this one can stay, these can stay, and then the rest of them should be jalapenos. So you up for some more chilies?
Let's do it.
All right. And so Randy and I have emptied some buckets that I'm going to use for moving stuff around, created a pile of soil that I'm going to use later to make some new garden beds. And now we've got Beth on the tomato harvest, looking amazing. And yeah, just clearing the plants out and preparing the beds. Do you guys enjoy gardening?
It's okay. Randy's the gardener.
The harvest is the fun part.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's looking pretty chaotic. Have you seen this guy?
Ooh.
Pretty gigantic. I can't tell if it's a butternut or not because it's got some stripes, but
okay.
But we'll see. But yeah, and these little guys here, have you tried one of these?
I have not.
They're my favorites. So I don't know what variety this is, but I've decided to save some seeds for the first time. Want to give it a go?
Are those full grown?
Yeah, they're full grown. They're like candy. So I'm gonna save some seeds, and hopefully I can
Delicious.
replicate these later on. Yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna put the camera down and actually do some work. But this is what we're up to. This is what the garden looks like now, and pretty soon it'll hopefully look a lot cleaner. So you guys ready to pick olives for the first time? Yes. Have you ever tried an olive straight off the tree? Would you like to try one?
Sure.
Okay.
Yum. See, I knew that was gonna happen.
Okay, not for me.
Not for anybody, not for anybody. Olive picking is kind of hilarious. You basically just rake the olives off the thing into a bucket or nets. And I do it every year. It's really fun, gather with friends, but these ones are slightly different. You'll notice that these are bigger.
Okay.
So these ones are called the Cordoba, and we're gonna brine these. So we're picking them before it has a chance for the worms to get in it.
Right.
And they're gonna go in like a salt solution, a water solution, and then they're gonna be brined for jarred olives.
Amazing.
Do you wanna try these? Those ones taste way better.
I don't believe you. I don't believe her.
Yeah. All right, guys, lunchtime.
Thank you
How's
so
your day?
much. Cheers.
Half day?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Thanks for your help.
having us to your beautiful little spot.
My pleasure, my pleasure. And you guys are on the Kila Permaculture Farm Design Course. Recommended?
Oh,
Highly.
100%.
People should
Yep.
check it out?
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Amazing.
All right, cool. I'll put all the details below for everybody. But right now we're gonna enjoy our lunch. And yeah, thanks again.
Thank
And
you.
maybe we'll cross paths again.
Yeah.
Hello from another glorious day here in Central Portugal. Tracy's happy. I'm happy after a wonderful day with the folks from Kila. It's always a lot of fun hosting students from Kila, so thanks again, guys, for your help. We got loads of stuff done, and I always forget that when I harvest stuff from the garden, I have to process it, and that takes loads of time. So I've actually been really busy. It's 2 days after the Kila work day, and that evening I actually ended up making basil oil from all the basil. Most of it is in ice cube trays, and this is what remains. So we've got some basil-y ice cubes in oil, oily ice cubes, ready for cooking Italian food far into the winter. I gotta say, it's not worth the faff, I don't think. It was a lot of ice baths and blanching, and maybe not worth the work, but I'm happy I tried it out, and we do have some basil stored in the freezer for future use, so that's good. And then yesterday, I was really hard at work. I didn't stop. I had loads of tomatoes, so I made a tomato sauce, and I stuck that in the freezer for when my friends come for the work day on Wednesday, so that's my meal already prepared, at least the saucy part of it. And I also had loads of jalapenos to work through, and I basically spent a few hours chopping and brining those and stuck them in jars for later. I also did a ferment that I'll check on in 5 days. So that's a mix between pineapple, jalapenos, onion, and garlic. Let that sit for 3 to 5 days, and then I think I add a few more ingredients and whiz that up. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. I also finally decanted the pear cider from the jug that we had sitting on my floor that I kind of forgot about, if I'm honest, into bottles. So I've got 2 bottles of that, and that looks like it's carbonating, bubbling away, so it'll be interesting to try that, I think, in about a week. I also gave a bowl of the red chilies to Sinead, so she's taken those down to her place, and I think she's got a fermented hot sauce on the go. She's got some sort of a Thai fish sauce dip thing that she's made, and I think something else that I'm forgetting now. Oh, she put some chilies in olive oil as well. So we've really put the garden to good use, and all of the olives that we picked off the tree, I'm sorting through them looking for little black dots. Actually, I can show you. So I've got a massive bowl here, and I've been working through trying to find the ones that don't have any blemishes. So we've got obvious ones like this that can go away, and then there's, let me put my glasses on, and then there's ones that kind of have smaller brown marks as well, and you have to be really vigilant about picking those out because it's possible that they might have little bugs living inside. So it's important to pick olives for brining a little bit earlier than the ones we harvest off the trees because it gives you a chance to get them off before the creatures move in. So it's been a busy day yesterday. Oh, and then I finished the day with pizza. We went to a new place called Massa Lenta in Fundão, and I gotta say, it's really great pizza. They also have some fabulous starters. The staff was friendly, and it was just a really nice night out. My pizza was amazing. They gave us scissors to cut our own slices, and everyone just did the usual slices, which I thought was madness. I got a little creative with mine, which maybe was super weird, but it's not often you get scissors and a pizza, so why not, right? But it was a lovely night out. We had some wine, went for ice cream after, and yeah, it was a wonderful end to what was a really, really busy day, completely spent processing food. But today, it's all about the tool shed. I'm about to get prepared to start working on cementing the back wall stones in place, and then I'll try to start to also lay out the front stones. So I have loads of stuff I want to get done today, starting with making a mix of sand and lime so that I can put the rocks over there into place. Okay, I'm back. I've got a premix in the wheelbarrow. I've got some more stuff over there. Water at the ready. Everything is set up. The stones are in place. So I'll basically just be tilting them forward. Well, first I'll mix this up. Tilt the stone forward. Put a base of the mixture 3-to-1 lime to coarse sand at the bottom and continue along. It's actually quite a bit later in the day from when I started this. Sinead came up for lunch, we had some chats, I got distracted, and then I got distracted again choosing the olives for brining. I have a lot of olives to work through, and it takes a surprisingly long time to pick through each olive, look at it, inspect it, and then to stick it in the bottle. But I'm getting there, and it's fun to have jobs that are a mix of physical stuff and the stuff that you can do sitting on the couch listening to podcasts. So this is definitely going to be some physical stuff, and I like to do small batches of mix because this type of lime hardens a lot more quickly than the lime putty that I usually use. And since I'm just one person, I don't want massive batches of the stuff, especially when I'm working with stone where things might not go completely as planned. I might be working along the wall and figure out one stone maybe isn't the right one or something like that and have to stop. So I don't want all of this stuff mixed up. I want to just do it a little bit at a time. But it is ready to go, and all I have to do is add water. So that's a good thing. And I'm feeling motivated now. I'm feeling ready. I really want to get this wall in place. And I'm, yeah, excited to be back out doing some physical work. So with this kind of mortar stuff, I don't want it to be too wet because I want to kind of create a base and then have the stone sit on the base without it all splooging out everywhere at the side. So there's a fine line to get the perfect mix. But I think this is looking pretty good. So that's looking pretty good. And as you can see, once you get the stones all laid out and the mix made, the actual laying of the stones into the bed of mortar is pretty quick. But I do have to be mindful of the fact that the mortar is going off. So I'm gonna put the camera away. I'll show you where I'm at so far. So I've got 3 of the base stones in place, and I'm wondering if I should put the second layer on now so I can make sure everything fits in the way I had it before. I've got 5 more of these stones still to do, and then I'd love to get this one in before the day is done. Okay, I'm back. It's about 2 hours from the last time we spoke, and the stone is still in the same spot. And that's because I'm giving up on work for the day because I am completely exhausted. I'm disgusting, covered in sweat. There's a layer of lime dust all over me. And it's brutally hot out here, which is crazy for early October. But I did manage to get some really good work done. I'm quite proud of this effort. The stones are all in place. Might be a little hard to see because of the shadow, but I've limed everything in. I've got 2 more stones on up there. This one, I don't feel like it's the right stone for the job, so I'm going to think more about that. And then I think I'm going to get up early tomorrow and see if I can do some more mixes, manhandle this one into place, and then either start thinking about the front wall or maybe this little side wall here. But even though I didn't get the mega stone into place, I really am quite pleased with my work efforts today. It was, yeah, a hot day, but it was very satisfying, very fun, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to spend the rest of the day sorting through olives and editing videos inside out of the heat. But before I say goodbye for the day, I wanted to talk about something. It's the most common question I get, and I feel like I might as well address it again. And that's relating to this beautiful building here. It's not a house, it's basically a glorified tool shed. One neighbor owns this side of the building, the other owns that side. This side, the land goes over here somewhere and down into the valley. And I think it's quite a big property. And then this side runs beside me, just this little bit here, and then down beside my land all the way to Sinead's place. I would love to own this one day. It's a beautiful property. It's got some water over there, and having it would just be really amazing. I'm actually more interested in the land than I am the building, but it is a beautiful building, and the neighbors pop in every once in a while, maybe 3 or 4 times a year, to do stuff relating to olives. So for anybody who was wondering about that, that's the answer. And yeah, this is the wall. So I'm going to be back at work tomorrow. It's been a very satisfying few hours of work, and I'm really loving the results so far and really happy to be moving on with this project once again. But let's say goodbye for today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more work. Good morning from a lovely day. It's sunny and hot again, and it's actually closer to the afternoon. I think it's almost noon, which is really dumb because all of this area is in complete shade in the morning, and it'll be beautiful to work on. And for some weird reason, I always wait until the sun comes over the house to get into the heavy work, which is pretty silly. So I've pounded some stakes in here on either end of this long post, because I'm obviously going to have to remove this, get rid of the bucket so I can work here. I've reloaded the water, I've got the mix ready to go, so everything is waiting for me, and all I need to do is get back to work. So I've been having really lazy starts to my day, and I'm not exactly sure why, because the weather, as you can see, is really wonderful. Shorts and a t-shirt, or shorts and a sleeveless shirt in the beginning of October. It's pretty crazy, even for Portugal. So the mornings aren't chilly, which is something that definitely makes it hard to get out of bed as the winter progresses. The mornings are still light, so I don't know what it is. I guess I'm just enjoying sleeping at the moment. So the problem, besides this stone being enormous, is that I don't remember which way I had it. I have a feeling this could be the bottom, but I'm not sure yet. So let's roll it over and see what's happening. Whew. Let's try to roll it over and see what's happening. Okay, that is not the approach. Let's go from this other side. Nope. The secret weapon. I don't know how I moved this thing before because it's very, very heavy and I feel like I have been manhandling it around the place. But when in doubt, the iron bar for moving stones is really your best friend. Hopefully. Just a little bit this way, and then I think that's looking surprisingly good on the first go. So it was a pain in the neck to move that thing, but I never have to move it again, and that makes me very happy. So as I mentioned before, moving rocks, thinking, filming is tricky for me. So here's a pile of rocks. I'm going to be working at this all afternoon, and I'm hoping I can get some extended walls or a wall in the middle or something at least laid out. So the camera's going away. I'm gonna get stuck into the work and I'll see you soon. I'm back and I got a little carried away, guys. I not only cleared all these stones out of the way, found one stone for the continuation of the wall, and placed some stones here. I also ended up mortaring them in place. So I'm happy with this little flurry of work, but as I've been working and thinking, I've decided that I'm not building a tool shed anymore. This project is done. No more tool shed for me. I'm gonna explain my reasons very soon for that decision, but first, let's take the old enchada, tidy up the side of this back part here, and then I have a mystery to solve beneath that gravel. Oops. Well, that ground's a lot higher than I remember it being, so that was pretty tough work. But now it's time to take the most useful tool ever, the enchada, put it at the ready, because I need to solve the mystery of the missing pipe. So, planning ahead as always, this is going to be a pipe for a possible future wash machine. It goes under the ground, But down here, instead of just continuing on, there is a Y junction under there. So there's a pipe then that goes back under, or maybe it goes to the side, and it kind of runs parallel under the ground and goes all the way. And it pops out somewhere here. And I was going to use this other end for a future sink, just on the outside wall of my future bathroom. And then I was also going to have a drain in the ground. So under here somewhere is the end of that pipe. So I'm going to take the enchada and see if I can find it. So the funny thing about this pipe situation is that I had a rock sitting over the entrance for the pipe for ages. And when my dad was here in the summer, he kept asking me to move it. It was in the way all the time, and I was vigilant. No, the rock must stay there to protect the pipe. And now I have no idea where this rock went, and therefore I have no idea where the pipe is. I have a feeling it could be underneath the pile. But I'm going to start just by scraping some of this stuff away and see what I can uncover. So this here is actually a small trench, rubble trench foundation that I've made for the extension of the stem wall for the toilet that I'm building. So I know it's not over here. I have a feeling it's around here. If it's not here, then I have a feeling it's here. Okay, the pile of stone has been moved, but kind of unnecessarily because the pipe was over here, right next to the wall, and the idea is that this one comes up and a sink drains into that, and then this one goes somewhere underground and pops up to be a drain in the tiles, the future tiles that I end up putting here. So it's got some soil stuck in there, but hopefully I can flush that out later. So I suppose I should cover this up, make it a bit more protected, but I'm very happy to have found it, and I'll deal with this tomorrow. And that's because I'm calling it quits on work for today. I feel like I've done a lot. I'm being bombarded by the sun. It's really hot out here, so it's not the nicest weather to be working in, especially since sun has been mostly escaped. Yeah, it's been a dusty, dirty day, but physical and fun, and piece by piece, this foundation is going into place. But as I mentioned, I've decided not to build the tool shed anymore. And I'm gonna share all of my reasons for that with you tomorrow. Tonight, I have some drawings to make. And that's what I did. Last night, I sat down and finally put the pen to paper, made some drawings, and inside this notebook is the reason I'm not building a tool shed anymore. But don't worry, I'm still building a building there. It's just not going to be a tool shed. I've been thinking about the future. And one day, far into the future, Sinead and I will have a shared workshop. That's the plan. And when this happens, again, off into the distance, that'll be where all the tools end up being stored. So when I'm designing this building, it will end up being a tool shed for quite a while. But I'm going to design it with utility room, preserving room, kitchen prep, and even a little bar in mind. So I want the building to be a bit more versatile and be used in a different way in the future. Maybe I'll have a wash machine in there, maybe I won't. Perhaps I'll use that plumbing instead to put a kitchen in there. And then I'm imagining all of my appliances, chest freezer, a kitchen for rinsing vegetables and things, a counter workspace, and then a window where on the other side that can be set up to be a bar. Because it's going to be a hangout space as well at the side of the house. So though the use of the building, at least in the future, has changed, the design is mostly the same. You'll notice that I've had to figure out the roof slope, and that's because the clay tiles, which I'm intending on using, they need a minimum pitch of 15%. So that's given me some length that I need here. Over here, I've decided to go with a shed roof. for a variety of reasons, mainly ease of building it. If I were to do trusses, I'd be here all day until the end of time. And I do want to speed this along now that I've got going on it. I also plan on doing a sort of lean-to off the side for the bathroom roof structure. And so that's going to make that maybe a little easier to do. And to shelter the front of the building, I'm going to have a small sort of little roof coming forwards. And I'm going to put gutters on the back and possibly gutters on this little thing at the front as well, just to stop the water splashing on people as they walk under there if it's raining. So I've finally done a cut list. I know all the pieces I need, so I can put in for a quote. I actually bought the wood for this project a couple years ago, which maybe shows how overly ambitious I can be. The wood's been sitting around for ages. I did end up using it for the pergola, so that was great. And then my dad and mom used the wood for the water tower that they built me when they were here in May. So that's used up most of it, and so I need to get another order in, which possibly means I might need to save up before I do, or maybe get the pieces in little dribs and drabs. There is a lot of work I can do without having all of it, and there are going to be 2 enormous pieces coming that I'll definitely need a delivery truck for, but if I need to, I can probably get a friend to get some smaller pieces just so I can get going, because the wood guy, though I love him, I love his wood yard, he can take a long time to organize the deliveries. I am going to also take this cut list to another wood place today to see if I can get a quote in there. Because unfortunately, even though I would much rather stay here and get work done, my beloved car tractor, Carface McGee, needs her wheels aligned, and she also needs some handbrake repairs. So she's got to go in to chat to the mechanic and the wheel people, get a little love and care, and then I'll be back at work on the tool foundation tomorrow. I mean, not the tool shed foundation, the utility room slash outdoor kitchen slash bar, whatever it's going to be. So this will be the door. Kind of shifted things along. I think that's a good size. It's the same size door as the Tully Tower, and I think I like that size. And it'll be a barn door, so it'll slide across over here. And then this is going to hopefully have a nice big window here. And when you go in, I'm thinking maybe a small bar fridge, or I'd really love some kind of a dedicated freezer. I guess it depends on solar and stuff. And then over here we'll have a wash machine, but I'll possibly scrap that idea and put a sink plumbed in here instead. That might be more useful. This will be a couple of little bar stools on both sides, so you can have somebody in here making cocktails while I have visitors. And then all this part out here will eventually be some kind of a hangout space with maybe an outdoor kitchen, possibly over there, possibly a fire pit. I don't really know. And then over here, got the foundation of the bathroom. So I think there'll be kind of a corner door like this. And there'll be a toilet box there. That's a piece separator that will take it away down the land. And then this pipe will come up for a little hand washing sink, which will actually be outside of the wall of the bathroom. Or maybe I'll put it inside the bathroom. I'm not really sure. I just don't know. So I definitely have loads more decisions to make. I have somehow perfected a way to build where I can just postpone many of the decisions until the end and make choices along the way, which is how I like to do it, because I feel like the creativity comes as I start to make things and as I start to visualize things in 3D in front of me. So I have put a pretty good push on work. The garden got some love thanks to the Keela folks, did some food processing. It's been a busy video, and I'm not massively excited to go into town because I really want to keep going with the work, but sometimes you have to break it up and go look after your beleaguered car. So that's all from me for this video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Wish me luck with the car, and I'm really curious to see what this wood is going to cost, so I'll keep you posted on that as well. But for the moment, I've got everything I need to keep going on the stones, and I'm looking forward to pushing on with that. So thanks as always for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.